Hello, today we'll be going through the classification of quadrilaterals. So even if we just look at the name of it here, quadrilaterals, so if we divide that up, so we take the first four letters, so quad always means four. So, and then if we take laterals, so laterals equals lines. So that means we have four lines. So what does that tell us? So that tells us four lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So then if we go on to the next page, so here are some examples of quadrilaterals. So look, quad, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then laterals equals lines. So we have four lines here. So a quadrilateral is always a 2D shape, and the four angles of it always add up to 360. So here's 2, and here's 3 more. These are all regular quadrilaterals. So we'll go on to the next one. So the first quadrilateral we'll be looking at is a parallelogram, right? So these have both pairs of equal sides. So that and this line are equal, and this line and this line are equal. They're parallel and they're both equal in length. So if I was to extend this line and extend this line, they would never meet. So, and then four angles in it add to 360 degrees. So angle 1 here and angle 2 are equal, and angle 3 and angle 4 are equal. So that's a parallelogram. So the next one is a rectangle. So a rectangle is a parallelogram, but it has four equal sides, four equal angles. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the four of these angles are always the same, and all lines in this are parallel. So that parallel to that, and that are parallel. Two of them are parallel. So again, if you extend the line up, they will never meet. So them two lines will never meet. So, and these are right angles to each other, the four of these. Whereas in the parallelogram, if we go back, parallelogram, these angles were never parallel. These angles were not at 90 degrees, and they don't have to be for it to be a parallelogram. Well, if for a rectangle, they always have to be at right angles. So if you take this milk carton for instance, there's one angle here, 2, 3, and 4. This shape here is a rectangle. So this is just an example of a rectangle. Another example of a rectangle is my ruler here. So if you have length 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's another example of a rectangle. So then a square is a special sort of rectangle because it has the four right angles, like in a rectangle, all four right angles, but its four sides are equal in length, and the four sides are parallel to each other. So that means, so that length is equal to that, and that length is equal to that. So sometimes it can be called a rhombus, but I'll go back to that in a minute. So the next one is a trapezoid. Now a trapezoid is a little different than the rest of them. So it has one set of equal lines. So that and that, they're both parallel. The other two are not parallel. So if you draw them up like that, they'll eventually meet and it'll become a triangle. So that's that one. So then a rhombus now is a square pushed out of shape. So if you just like square that up, it's just like you grab this corner and grab this corner of a square and pull it out, and it gives you a rhombus. So it is different in a square because none of these angles here are 90 degrees. But angle 1 and angle 2 are the same because they're vertically opposite, and angle 3 and angle 4 are the same because they are vertically opposite. So they have sets of parallel lines. So this line and this line are parallel, and this line and this line are parallel. Also this line and this line and this line. The 4 lines are also equal, which makes it a special. It's like the square, it makes it a special sort of rectangle. So here I have a sheet done out now, just so it helps us explain a little bit better. So here is a white. In the white shape is a parallelogram. So inside in the parallelogram is a rectangle, a square, and a rhombus. And here's the trapezoid out in the edge. So trapezoid has no relation to the 4Ds. But if you push this, if you look at this now, so you have the rectangle. So that can be pulled out of shape to make a parallelogram. The square can be pulled out of shape to make a rhombus, and the rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 equal sides. So the square is inside in the rhombus and inside in the rectangle because they are also, because the square and the rectangle are the square has 4 sides parallel, and so does the rectangle. So that's why they are equal. And the rhombus is, the square is in the rhombus because it has this line, this line, this line, this line are equal, and it's the same with the rhombus. So then we have irregular. These are irregular quadrilaterals. So this line, none of the lines are equal and none of the angles are equal. So that's why they're irregular or quadrilaterals. So for example, we'll just call these quadrilaterals because they're just not equal, and that's it. As seen here, these windows are prime examples of quadrilaterals, as they have 4 sides and all 4 sides of the windows are parallel, as the same with the chimney.